Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 29 of Europa Universalis IV. We're still not at war. I'm doing quite well playing a game about war while not actually going to war. I'm just trying to pick my battles carefully. I've got a real habit in this game of picking wars and then getting completely trodden into the dirt, and I don't want that to happen. We could go ahead and soak in Provence at this point. I was originally thinking about waiting for the mission, but we'd have to wait until our colony in Moron was finished, which might take a fair bit of time. So we're going to go into Provence, and we are going to annex them as a vassal. We're also going to bring back the... Oh, should we bring back the guy that's sucking up to Flanders? It's going to be an awfully long time before we can integrate them anyway. I guess we don't need him right away, so we can leave him there. We can invest in a new technology. We can get our military tech. That is good because it gives us a new type of infantry. And that's why I didn't want to allow Austria to stay in front of us, because getting a better infantry is a huge step up. Sometimes you move from one level of a tech to another and the advantage you get is only very slight and as a result not necessarily all that important. But when you get new unit types, that can make a big difference. Now, we are still slightly under our force limit, and we are at a 10-to-4 ratio here. I guess we could get some knights in these stacks. We'll probably get an extra cavalry in each of these three. They'll put them up to a 17 stack. One diplomatic relations until 49. So 5 years, we get another diplomatic relation. And we'll get another one once the embassy's finished as well. You've got a couple of extra things in there. You've got a really derpy configuration. You've got slightly more infantry, but you've also got less cavalry. That's weird. Jamaican natives have attacked, but that is fine. We dealt with them nicely. Not too much of an issue there. Let's go back home and see what we've got going on. So we've got another idea. That's going to be an administrative idea, of course. Now, tech-wise, we are now actually ahead of time. Well, sorry, we're behind time now. So we could go ahead and wait for the next tech, because that would put us ahead of time and give us more production efficiency. There's nothing that we'd particularly get from the next level of administrative tech that's going to be that useful. Whereas what do we have idea-wise? It's expansion ideas. Minus 10% recruitment time, good but not great. An extra diplomatic relation later on, though, that will be nice. I think I'm going to wait and get the tech. I think that the general rule should always be, if you are ahead of time on tech, then safely invest in an idea. But if you are falling behind time on tech, or your neighbours have a better tech than you, particularly military, then save it and go for the tech. The tech should always be more important, unless the tech level gives you something not all that great and you get something absolutely fantastic from the idea. Then, of course, obviously the idea would take precedence over that. Let's just go ahead then and get some cavalry on these three stacks here. And we'll try and sort of balance out these little armies as much as we can. Once we integrate Provence, we'll have a slightly higher force limit. There we go. Our royal marriage with Heine has ended. That's fine. That actually now, I think, puts me below my diplomatic relations. It does indeed. Remember, we do have one extra diplomatic relation from an event we just had that'll last for the next 4 years. But we will get permanent +1 anyway once the embassy is built, and it's nearly done. So we can start thinking about maybe sucking up to somebody else and getting them to like us. Savoy probably never will do. Savoy hate me pretty hard. Allied to rival. Yeah, I doubt they would ever go for vassalization. Mainly because of the tax base and they're a member of the Empire. If it wasn't for the fact that they are a member of the Empire, we'd actually be able to sort of fold them in. But I don't know, maybe we just need to think about going to war with them for that, or even going to war with Austria and taking like Artois and Cambrai. We're definitely going to go ahead and just group these units together. That is fine there. Royal marriage offer from Savoy. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I currently don't have anything going on with Savoy, do I? But you want to offer me a royal marriage? You are allied with Lorraine and you're allied with Switzerland. No, that's me, derp. There we go. You are allied with Croatia and you are allied with Corsica. I don't think I want to have a royal marriage with you because you are very likely going to be someone that I'd like to attack in the future. So much so, in fact, as we have a free diplomat now, we are going to go and fabricate a claim, if we don't have one already. Where are we? Covert actions. Fabricate a claim against Vaux. Now, we are still going to have to be careful who we do pick on, because, of course, Austria and coalitions and stuff. We could afford to get a little bit more stability. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Our legitimacy is fine. Our power projection's dropping a little. Our prestige is dropping a little. We could also probably go and fabricate claims on something like Navarra or Barcelona. Navarra might not be too bad because it's mountainous. We don't have a free diplomat at the moment. Let's go and recall that diplomat from Flanders. And then we can go over here to Navarra and we can fabricate a claim. Navarra, there we go. So we may end up going to war with Castile. Doesn't necessarily mean that we will. I'm not looking to jump into every war that I can. But I'm trying to just give myself options for when the need arises. We can build some buildings. Got quite a few options that we could do. We could build some temples. I'm not building in my overseas colonies. There's absolutely no point. We could get some courthouses. I don't think we're doing too bad on money at the moment. We are making 11 ducats a month. Let's think about getting some additional manpower. We're playing as France and we really should be capitalising on getting the maximum amount of manpower possible. Of course, it's also nice to have things like trade power and production efficiency where we can, because sometimes you can get a lot of money. Just having a quick look around just to see if there's anywhere that I could get a massive chunk of income from. And there's certainly a few places that we could do. Use a little bit of Diplo power. Let's grab one there and one there. And we can't afford to get another one there, so we'll have to wait. We will worry about the manpower later on. But remember, if I get the buildings that make more money first, then I'll have more money to spend on buildings that increase manpower. They do cost monarch points, but that's not really the issue. So, sounds like we've got a very low-flying plane, or a high-flying lawnmower outside, so apologies for that. Right, looks like I've got some more ships here that I managed to miss. Yeah, obviously built them and didn't realise that they'd done. Don't know how long they've been sitting there. You can go home at war, go and protect trade in Bordeaux. We should be making some... Let's actually just double-check that. This will increase our trade value from... How can it increase our trade value from 6.67 to 6.18? Surely that is a decrease. It has actually blocked down the... It used to have the number and it used to tell you exactly how much you would gain from it. What would we get from the English Channel? Would we get anything there? Yeah, we'll go to the English Channel with that fleet, actually. Might make us a little bit more money. Quite strange. What if we were to send you somewhere else? Bordeaux, you would be increasing it slightly. We could go to the Caribbean and we'd make a lot of money if we transferred from the Caribbean. Oh, let's just pause. We've managed to annex Provence. Fantastic. Yeah, so that would give us... No, that wasn't the one we were looking at. Caribbean, that would give us a fair bit of money. English Channel wouldn't be too bad either. Genoa, that'd give us a fair bit of money as well. Lubeck. If we go to the Lubeck trade node, we'll get a massive amount of money from there. Let's go to Lubeck. Should make some money there. Where are you going? You should be... We'll send them all to Lubeck. You can go to Lubeck. Go home when you're at war. Of course, that will be one of Provence's ships. You should be protecting trade in Lubeck too. Just everybody go to Lubeck. We've also got a fleet over here. This is a Provence fleet. We've got a couple of galleys and a couple of cogs. Don't really want them. We could potentially try and sell them. Let us split off the galleys. I don't really rate galleys all that much. Corsica. Would you be willing to... No. Why not? Galleys. They don't have any money. Okay, well that's fine. What about Milan? Milan, would you be willing to buy some ships? Would put you over your force limit. Okay. What about you guys? Yeah, it's unlikely we're going to find anybody that would be willing to buy ships. Prices above the treasury. But you would be willing to buy them for nothing. What about transports? Transports you would be willing to buy for nothing as well. Corsica. Maybe I'll just double check that with you. What about if I put that right down? Don't know why it's gone right up to the top. Yeah, you'd have them for free, but you wouldn't pay for them. Would anybody else be willing to have them? What about Castile? I doubt it. Would you take those at all? No, you wouldn't even have them if I gave them to you. The Papal State, maybe? Diplomacy, sell ships. No, nobody seems to want to buy my ships, so just because I can't be bothered to mess around with them, we're going to group them up and we are going to just disband them. Got some units over here. That's not a bad composition, to be honest. It's not terrible. We're probably over our force limit now, and we are actually. We're over our force limit by a total of 7. And this only has 9. So what we're going to do is we will take the cavalry. You can go ahead and join that one because it's a little bit smaller than it needs to be. And I will trash the rest of them. Military access from the rain. Fine with that. You guys can get deleted. Lose 5 prestige. If we just have a look at force limits now. Yep, we're 1 below our force limit. Naval force limit. We're only below by 4, so we're not massively short there. Just going to make this army slightly bigger because it has a lack of cavalry. So let's go ahead and do that. Up to 100 legitimacy now. Do have a free diplomat. Of course, we have integrated Provence. That's why we've got a free diplomat there, which is very nice. We won't be able to get Brittany for a while, I don't think. Brittany is going to be 1951. 1951? 1551. That's much more like it. 1551, so it'll be a little while before we can grab those guys. Switzerland, how are things doing with you these days? We are... Are we sucking up to you? You would still accept vassalization, which is very interesting. Going to CB against Savoy. That's hardly surprising. We're not improving relations with Switzerland. Let's go ahead and do that again. Heretic religion isn't helping. Unlawful territory isn't helping, but that is burning away. Colonies become self-sustaining, so let's go ahead and sort that out, and then I'll come back to Switzerland. So what have we got going on over here? That's some infighting between the natives. This is the colony that's become self-sustaining. So you can go ahead now and get on the ship. So we'll move you onto the ship. We'll move you back up to the coast of Canada or whatever it is. And we will see if we can build another colony up here. Then we're going to start working on the USA. So what would be a good place to take? Most of this place up here has really nasty weather, to be honest. But we can certainly think about going up here and dropping off the troops. So let's head up there. We'll go back to Switzerland. That's not Switzerland, that is Morocco. Here is Switzerland. Now, what we were doing with you, 156. You're still receiving subsidies, and improved relations is at 91, so it's not going to go up too much higher than that. If the unlawful territory goes away, That's still only going to be +5, which would be 161. 25 from a gift would be 186. Got a CB against Castile now. I'm just trying to make myself a little bit stronger and remove as many of my enemy's allies as possible. I've got an awful lot of papal influence that I'm not really using anywhere here. Do I want to reduce my my inflation? No, it's not a problem there. So what do I want to do with all this papal influence? We could spend some to gain some prestige, which wouldn't be a bad thing, but I think we're just going to invest it all into potential cardinal seats in the hope that we might have a chance of becoming the papal controller at some point in this game. It's certainly a lot harder to become the papal controller now than it was in the sort of old method that they used to use. Let's go ahead and build ourselves... We definitely need to get a few more training fields now. We really need to try and sort out getting ourselves a decent amount of manpower. How much money are we making? 12.99, 13.06. Jamaicans are fighting us again. We should be okay. Yep, we won that. Not a problem. Didn't lose too many men, so that won't cost us too much. Right, 3 diplomats. What are we going to do with you? What about Lorraine? How are things with you right now? You're currently at war. You would accept a vassalization. So, and what have you got against us? That neighbouring heretic religion. That's going to be the biggest problem, because the improved relation is already at 85. And they're only at 104. And the alliance does help, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that... Oh, same dynasty. That's interesting. Could we claim your throne? Potentially. Where are we? Relations, actions, dynastic actions, claim throne. They must have no legal heir or an heir with a weak claim. Wow, looks like they've only just got an heir. We should have jumped on that one a little bit earlier. Maybe we could have claimed their throne. There's every chance that the heir would die. Shame this isn't Crusader Kings 2. We could have just assassinated them. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get Lorraine that way. Again, what about Brabant? Would you guys be willing to join up with us in any way, shape or form? Yeah, actually, you don't dislike us too much. Now, you are part of the HRE. And there's also the tax-based problem. So the chances are we wouldn't be able to vassalize you, which is a pain. Ashen just don't like me. Heretic religion, mainly. I'm guessing these guys then are basically all reformed, are they? Yeah, they're all reformed. We will recall the diplomat from Switzerland. I just don't think there's anything else I can do with them right now. We're still giving them... If I give them a gift, that'll be an extra 25. That'll be 108... Actually. Where are we? Send gift. We only need to give them 50. Let's only give them 50. Send. 191. Thank you very much. Come on, 10th of July. Now, obviously, the improved relation will start to deteriorate, but the unlawful territory is still going down as well, so it should balance itself out. Not too bothered about you. We are just waiting until the 10th of July. Offer vassalization. And Switzerland is a French vassal. Fantastic. That's going to help. They do have a little bit of an isolated province here, which isn't fantastic, but we will do what we can. What does that put us up to in terms of our diplomatic relations then? 4 of 7 still. That's not many at all, is it? One of those is only temporary, so we only really have 6, but we could afford to get another 1 or 2 on. We've already decided that Lorraine probably isn't going to be any use to us. We can't really do anything with them. Ashen is what I was looking at a moment ago. The unlawful territory is burning off. The border fictions will never go away. Trier, what about you guys? Allied to rival unlawful territory and border friction. Yeah, we might just have to go ahead and get aggressive with people. Interesting. Of course, we could always just go and start a little war with somebody. We could start a war with the Castilians. Are you in a war currently? Yes, you are. Oh, okay. Let's hit pause. Stuff has happened. So, our ruler has died. We have a new king who is a 243 king, and we have a 342 heir, which is not terrible. Do I want to go ahead and improve stability? Probably yes. Now, Castile is currently at war with Morocco, and they're attacking at the moment. Now, they are allied with Portugal and the Papal State. Now, I guess we could go and have a look and see what sort of military they've got. Before we do anything else, actually, let's just go in and we'll increase our stability. It only cost us 96 to do, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's have a quick look in the ledger. We'll have a look at military, armies. We'll go and have a look at Castile. Castile have 50,000 men, and they have 13,000 manpower in the bank. They don't have an awful lot left. That's interesting. What about their economy? Castile. Oh, that's how much money they're making. Where's your treasury? Country, treasury, Castile. They do have 128 ducats in the bank, so they could potentially buy some mercenaries. Who has the most money? Who has the largest treasuries? The Commonwealth. Wow, the Commonwealth have formed already. Didn't even notice. Commonwealth is this big blob over here. Yeah. Hence the name Commonwealth. Do they have any sort of opinion of me? I am going to suck up with the... They would actually accept an alliance. They are allied with Denmark and Wachala. They are enemies and rivals of Russia. Alliance, please. Be my friend. We are definitely going to get an alliance with the Commonwealth. Royal marriage offer from Flanders, of course, because our ruler died. Alliance offer from Portugal. Yes, let us take that, because they're also allied with Castile. So it might make it a little bit easier to fight Castile and not have to fight Portugal at the same time. That said, we are over the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to end the video there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Europa Universalis IV, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.